Yo boys, it is DJ Pyro here. Time for another short form video. Today we got the arrow. And I know a couple of you are already wondering why the fuck is the arrow getting a short form video. Sorry, my brain is like
That's funny. Alright, let me just get a little bit. Oh, crap.
running on Windows 98. You're probably wondering why the arrow is getting a short form video instead of a full, proper, edited review type video. The reason is, this is kind of mid. I'm sorry to say it, but it's not that good. So, I'm going to tell you why. Let's start off with this. I do want to say pros, love the design. This blade is fucking sick. I love this blade design. Right, the blade shape, the cutouts, everything. Love it. Handles, they're pretty fucking cool too. I'm a big fan of this, like, texturing at the bottom here. It's, like, not shallow, and it's pretty sharp. It doesn't actually do anything, but it's cool. Theoretically, it should add grip to something, but it doesn't. But, yeah. The pros end there. It really does just look good. Let's talk about everything about the knife. So, let's start off first, before we even get into anything. This knife proves one thing. The one is moving into a new direction. And I want to clarify this, right? Because I said in the Orca video that I wasn't sure if the channel Orca was made by the one. Now, the reason for that was thread size, the way they were doing their pivots because they had floating washer system. And it seems like the one is a big fan of that now. These pivots are M2.5 instead of M3, so it's a smaller thread size for whatever reason, and it uses a floating washer system. So, if you look here at the extra hardware, that hole for the washers is so big so that the bushing can lay inside. That's the point of it. That's how the floating washer system works, for those who don't know. It's different than the bushing being set to just a little bigger than the blade, to allow less friction, and then the washer sitting on top. It's different, right? So by doing that, you're changing how you have to tune the knife, and you're changing how the knife feels. Strangely enough, it does feel different. Now, it's funny because normally floating bushing systems don't work for most valleys because it's just inconsistent. It doesn't usually feel as good. It's a bitch to tune. And they usually lead to worse tolerances. But with clones, that doesn't fucking matter. Because who the fuck is like, oh, a clone and it has bad tolerances? I've never heard of that before. But this works in clones' favor 24/7. And the floating washer system now has a place, and it has a purpose. If you're wondering what I could be fucking talking about because I'm a mad scientist, right, and I sound like a psychopath, you are always getting oversized bushings. Undersized are no more. That is not even a question. And it is actually a smart decision by the one. The thread size, I don't know why the fuck they're doing that. I don't know why the thread size is 2.5 all of a sudden, but I mean, hey, fuck it, you do you. But the floating bushing system, floating washer system, is a good decision on their part, and it allows them to always give oversized bushings. And the good thing about the floating washer system is if you wanted to change it to a standard bushing system, you just have to sand the bushing down, size it properly, and then replace the washers. And boom, no more floating washer system. So, it is a very good decision for them to move away from a standard bushing system if they can consistently give you oversized bushings. And it is a smart decision. So sorry, that is actually one more pro, but I wanted to get that out of the way because I wasn't sure about the Orca being by the one, because that was the first knife when they started doing the floating floating washer system. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Anyways, yes, this has floating washers. And it feels pretty good actually. I haven't sized this or anything. This is still pretty much out of box, which tolerance is. Fuck. Fucking dog hair. But yeah, so tolerances are pretty good. Like that's solid. Even with floating washer, that is a solid tolerance. Um, what's it called? Sorry, let's get to the cons. Let's start going over that. First of all, there is no grip. Ladders? Yeah, good luck, man. Good luck trying to do ladders on really slick 6061 aluminum. I fucking wish you the best of luck. The few people that have gotten to flip these have pretty much all said the same thing. It's blade heavy. Yes, but no. It's a 50-50. So the reason why it feels so exaggerated is because there's no handle weight. That is not a fucking spacer. That is not a proper amount of material to give you any weight in the handles. So, rollovers feel like shit. This is a battle. That is a struggle, okay? Trying to do 2 rotations on a 0G and it's like, okay, time to go fly. It's not... You can't flip that. You know what I mean? You don't have the weight in the handles. The design, as it stands, with that much tip weight, obviously it's going to be a little blade bias, but it's exaggerated due to the fact that there's no handle weight. So it feels more blade heavy than it really is. If you're wondering how that works, right? If I were to get rid of material towards the tip, right, and make it more neutral, it would not make it better at rollovers, right? Because to some of you who are thinking at home, you're like, oh, well, you know, it doesn't mean that there's not enough handle weight, it just means there's too much tip weight. No, it has to do with weight distribution. I've talked about this before on the channel, so if you want bigger in-depth, go for it. But for now, I'm just going to explain this. Rollovers will not carry good with that amount of weight. There's not a whole lot there, right? So you don't have all of that weight carrying itself around your fingers. If anything, the weight is more evenly dispersed throughout the entire handle because there's not a ton here. So, rollovers are going to feel a little weird because you don't have all that weight to carry itself over your fingers in rollovers. So it's weird. So even if you cut off the tip, right? Let's say you cut it like here, right? You need some weird ass, like fucking sheep's foot, right? Like that. You would still have trouble doing rollovers. And that is why. It would feel more neutral, but it would still suck at doing rollovers. So yeah, there's your little fucking education on weight distribution for the day. But that is the main problem with the knife, is the handle weight, with there not being enough material. What they should have done here, right, because of how long the blade is, you can see here, they wouldn't have a whole lot of room to add more weight. So what they should have done is done something like what the Squid Trainer does and add weights. They could have added screws, kind of like the Mako does, to save them money on doing a press fit, right? And boom, easy peasy. Add more weight because the fucking screws are steel, and you get more handle weight, and you let it flip good instead of not that good. And then I would extremely recommend this because everything else is really good. It really is just the handles, and it sucks because this thing is so cheap and it's so fucking like, it feels, dude, this handle swing is so smooth. So good. I didn't really talk about it a whole lot on the channel. I think I might have mentioned it once or twice, but clones have this weird thing, right? And even non-clones, just things that are manufactured by the one in Valley Plus, they have this weird thing where they don't feel right. It's not that the quality is bad, and it's not that, the washers just need to be replaced or the bushings need to be replaced or it's the hardware. It's just something about it doesn't feel right in the swing, right? And it's not that it'll feel gritty, it's not like it won't be smooth, it's just something feels off. This doesn't have that. This feels really fucking smooth and really good. And if it wasn't for the fact that the balance is all fucky, this would beat all the other ones. It would. This would beat the Falcon. This would beat the Alien. This would beat the fucking OG. This would beat all of them because this is really fucking good. But it's just just fucking put handle weight, please. Fuck. It's so close to being really good. It's so close. It's so close. But it's like all you need is handle weight. That's all you need here. You get handle weight and this thing would be amazing, but it just doesn't have that. So yeah, that is that's the small short form review video on the Arrow. Good quality, really smooth flipping experience, great design, great in-hand feel, poor execution, I think would be the way to put it. And refining their floating washer system, which is just getting better and better. So, yeah, that's about it. I don't fucking know. Leave your dumb fucking retard comments in the comments section, and don't do drugs every day.